So a lot of you guys on the channel have been asking me to watch Superman Red Sun. So I did watch Superman Red Sun. This is obviously a DC Comics direct-to-video animated movie. These direct-to-video animated movies, are often really, really good. The problem with that is that I haven't ever read the graphic novel. Most of the time when I watch these DC um, animated direct-to-video movies. I don't know what else to call them. DC animated movies, maybe that's better. DC anime. Uh, Marvel doesn't do anything like this, so DC's obviously winning, by the way. But anyway, usually I read The Killing Joke, and I know that they add Batgirl fucking Batman, and it's stupid. And I read The Dark Knight Returns. Those are the two I've really seen the most of. I think I saw like this one where it's like there's the inverse, like where the Joker's a hero and Lex Luthor's a hero and they have to fight against the Justice League, the inverse universe or whatever. I saw that one, and I don't know how many of them I've seen. I might have seen parts of like the Red Hood one here and there, and parts of Batman Year One here and there. But I haven't seen all of them. That's definitely a thing. I haven't seen all of them. So this was like the fourth one I think I've seen all the way through, and generally it's pretty good. I just don't know how truncated it is because uh, the Killing Joke is pretty much after you get over the whole added stuff to it. It's pretty much directly the original comic book, and the Dark Knight Returns feels somewhat watered down, and I'm assuming this is somewhat watered down. So that's maybe a problem. People are saying he doesn't kill Stalin in it. And definitely that's kind of out of character for Superman, because I thought the whole idea is that Superman's this very upstanding person, but what if he wasn't put in like the ideals of America, he's put in the ideals of the Soviet Union. Um, so from my understanding, maybe that screws it up that he kills Stalin, but whatever. The movie's kind of fun. Well, it's really fun. It's really fun whenever it's just like Superman is like spitting out communist propaganda. That's like really awesome. And we fight Superior Man. That's really awesome. But when it like cucks out and then it's like America is the good guy and stuff like that, because it really gets towards the end. So anyway, Backflash. Let's talk about this. What is the story? Superman crash lands, and he doesn't crash land onto Earth, or he crash lands is onto Earth. Everybody knows that, right? Basic Superman. But instead of crash landing in Kansas, he crash lands in Ukraine. So he grows up in Soviet Ukraine through the Holodomor through World War II. So he's a dark Superman that's seen some shit. And he helps the Soviet Union build stuff, and they use him for propaganda. Superman like saves Metropolis from a falling satellite, and then you meet Lois Lane and Lex Luthor in this alternate universe because they still live in America, and Lex Luthor and Lois Lane are married, and Lex Luthor's like, we gotta take down Superman because this is the Cold War. So then they insert like Stalin and Eisenhower and JFK, and from my understanding they insert a lot more people in it. But eventually, like Lex Luthor becomes the Reagan of this universe, and like Superman directly kills Stalin, and like takes control of the Soviet Union, and like makes the Soviet Union actually work, and it's awesome and it's cool. And Superman's like, yeah, communism, fuck yeah. But then, because Ronald Reagan's a thing, I guess, like it's not really well developed, and this is the problem with it, is when it does stuff that's like funny, where it's grafting on memes of like history, and it's grafting on memes like Superior Man says Merca, because Lex Luthor creates his own like bizarro Superman, um, who's like called Superior Man, who fights Superman, and Superman's like, shut up, you fascist, and stuff like that, and it's really funny. But kind of the problem here is it doesn't understand any of the Cold War really. So it really feels like it's like this rip off version of Watchmen, in the sense of it's inserting superheroes to be political in the Cold War, but it doesn't understand the Soviet Union or the Cold War, or why the Soviet Union fell, because like basically what ends up happening is like Lex Luthor starts winning the Cold War for no reason on screen, and maybe it's explained a lot better in the comic book, but it's not explained. Apparently Lex Luthor's Reagan and he starts winning the Cold War somehow. And so Superman's like, "Oh, we got to beat Lex Luthor." So then Lex Luthor gets a bunch of Green Lanterns, and Superman beats them all up, and Superman's in love with Wonder Woman because Lois Lane's not a thing. Because it's always like, if you always look in the, because this is essentially like a fan comic or a fan film, really. All these alternate universe things really are basically fan fiction. So in fan fiction, you'll always notice that Superman's not exactly interested in Lois Lane. He's usually interested in Wonder Woman, and Batman's in this, and Batman's a terrorist, and he kills a lot of innocent people. And something else you'll always notice in fan fiction is Batman kills people in fan fiction, or in non-comic book adaptations. He kills people in every single Batman movie, from my understanding, basically. So Batman kills people in this. Batman's like, fuck communism, and he fights Superman and whatever, and Superman kills him because Superman was raised in the Soviet Union, so he kills people, even though like the United States has had the death sentence throughout the majority of the Cold War, except for a certain period of the 70s. Anyway, so they face off, and it turns out that Superman was able to make, because Superman makes real communism, but apparently he like brainwashes people using his brainiac that he enslaved to like make them accept communism. Except for like maybe part of the problem, and this movie doesn't understand, is like there were Soviets that were like, this isn't true communism. It wasn't like, I don't want to be in communism because I don't like communism. And you know, if Superman is having real communism, by definition, wouldn't people not need to be brainwashed for real communism? Because there would be no cognitive dissonance, because they would be living in an actual utopia. But whatever, it's a fucking movie about a guy that flies because the sun gives him power. Whatever. Anyway, so there's a final battle in front of the White House. Lex Luthor and Superman are fighting over democracy versus communism or something, and then it turns out the Brainiac, who Superman beat and forced him to make real communism, apparently Superman didn't beat him, and Brainiac just wanted to turn Superman evil by killing people in communism or something, I guess. And then Brainiac's like, no, I'm gonna enslave the whole human race, and then Lex Luthor and Superman team up and then beat Brainiac, and then Superman's like, out of complete character development of the whole movie, he's like, you know, communism sucks, bye, and then it ends. So that ending is really lame, because actual communist Superman in this is fucking awesome. Like, that's the best part of this movie, where he like talks to Lois Lane. He's like, "You shut up, capitalist whore," and then he does stuff like that. That's awesome. And generally, when Superman's being communist in it, it's fun. But when he's like, "Oh no, I understand the error of my ways, Ronald Reagan, Lex Luthor. Now I must let Soviet Union collapse on its own," it's just not very much fun, but whatever. Anyway, in general, it's pretty much fun. The ending stinks, though. So Superman in a Russian accent giving communist propaganda is the best thing ever, though.